morning and welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I am Naomi McNish.
I'm Takia Thompson.
So this morning we had a pretty slow morning.
Yes, we did.
However, we are here and we're jumping straight into our first conversation of the morning.
Yes.
And she is a powerhouse in Caribbean business innovation. She's the founder and chief disruption officer of ZOMA Business Solutions and the visionary behind Big Women, Big Moves. This is a bold, curated program designed to empower and elevate female-owned and female-led businesses across the region. Now, this program, or this initiative, has been gaining a lot of attention. So today we're going to give space to the woman who brought the vision to life, and that is Miss Rhonda Maria Glynn. Good morning, Rhonda, and welcome to AM Prime.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, and welcome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.
Let me do a slight correction.
Yes, I was going to ask you.
It's bold woman, big moves.
Bold woman, big moves.
That's it.
Okay. I'll make that. Thank you so much for that correction. Then also, your name, is it Mariah or Maria?
Maria.
Maria.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Miss Rhonda. Now, jumping straight into the conversation, for those hearing about this initiative for the first time, Bold Women, Big Moves, tell us, what is it at its core, and why did you feel that this program was necessary in the Caribbean business space today?
Thank you. Female entrepreneurship is my passion. I'm a business strategist that works primarily with female-owned businesses and women-owned startups. Female entrepreneurship is part of our shared Caribbean narrative. We've always had people in the Caribbean who have always worked outside of the home or inside of the home. But what has happened, it is what is referred to as scarcity entrepreneurship. What I have been doing for the past 7 years is moving women from scarcity entrepreneurship to opportunities for them to build, scale, and grow successful businesses using data, process, and systems. I come from a background in aviation where that is part of the course. So I literally used my 30 years of experience in that industry and used it to build women within the Caribbean region and even beyond. So that's part of it.
Mm-hmm. Now,
the other part of it is the funding, but we'll get into that.
Right. Now take us back to the moment where this idea was born.
Yes.
What gap were you seeing that made you say it's time for something to change, something new to happen, and then this became your initiative?
Okay, so in my second year of my doctoral program, because I'm doing a doctorate of business administration, I was exposed to a module called Global Entrepreneurship, and that's where I had the light bulb moment. I said to myself, this model can actually work very successfully in the Caribbean, and that was my first initiative. But over the past year, especially after the pandemic, I realized that the issue is also funding, and the data is out there and it's very convincing that in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, 30% of new businesses are being started by women. However, funding is less than 1.3%. And it goes back to our conversation about money. We have never been taught the language of money. We have never been made to understand that money is a language, just like French, just like Spanish, just like any other language. And I have now moved into helping women become fundable. And that is where the Bold Women, Big Moves has come about. It's literally a clarion call to women to get out of your own way and acquire the knowledge that you do not have. Don't let it be shrouded in shame or fear, because unless you can value your business, you don't know how much money to ask for. And you will get whatever the investor or the funder decides to give you, because women are still considered high risk, even though 65% of households in the Caribbean are women headed.
Nice. So what I want to know is, what has this journey taught you about being a leader yourself?
Okay. I tell people that I knew who I wanted to be when I was 8 years old. And it took me 50 years to become that person. And I am as much part of that bold woman, big move story, because I went back to school when I was 40 years old.
Wow.
Prior to 40, I had 4 O-levels. I worked in the aviation industry. I was an industry professional, but I still had 4 O-levels. And when I was 40 years old, I went back to school. By the time I was 50, I had 3 degrees. At 55, I started this consultancy firm, this business strategist firm that I own today. And today I am completing a Doctor of Business Administration. If I had not made a bold move in my own life, I would have been 60 years with 4 O-levels. So I tell women, I'm not just talking it, I'm not preaching to them. I have lived it. These are the pathways to success. This is my experience. This can happen for anyone.
Wow.
Now, the program was recently featured in the media alongside various collaborators. Now, how important is it to you that the public understands this true vision behind the and the leadership behind Bold Women, Big Moves? And then also, I do want to get into the importance of the collaborations for the initiative.
Okay, so as you rightly said, there was an article in the Women Wise Guardian where there has been a collaboration between myself and a number of very brilliant women under the auspices of the Guild. Collaboration is important because everybody brings another skill set to the table, and I have always been about community building. For female entrepreneurs, we have, as women, let's just move the entrepreneurship off the table for a second. As women, we have been conditioned to compete with each other and not to collaborate. We've all heard women say, I can't trust another woman. But I am putting forward the thought that only a woman knows what another woman is experiencing. Because remember, we have to be a lot of people. We have to be caregivers, we have to be mothers, we have to be corporate people, and we also have to be entrepreneurs. So in the sandwich generation, which is what it's referred to, the burden of responsibility falls primarily on women. So the collaborative aspect helps women to move forward faster because, and I got this from my aviation experience, because there's always something that somebody has that you need, and there's always something that you have that somebody needs. So you build relationships before you need them. And that is why the Guild became very important as a way forward where women would support women who want to move further faster.
At Bold Women, Big Moves, what makes this initiative different from other spaces or from other typical conference or networking events where they create spaces of empowerment for women? What makes this different?
Because it's not a talk show. It's not a motivational platform. It is actually giving women actionable skills. As I said, I come from aviation. My background is primarily in aviation. We give people the why, not the how. The how is procedural. The how always can be adjusted to prevailing conditions. The why is what helps people to make the leap between theoretical thinking and taking action. Bold action is needed because women are, especially Caribbean women, they are very resilient, They are very enduring. They've had to be very strong. As I said before, 65% of the women in the Caribbean, 65% of the households are female-headed. However, it is our default setting. Women need to be seen, heard, and valued. Women need to take up space, and that requires bold initiatives. So I am not just about talk. I am not just about motivation. I am saying this is what you want to do because you're not just building a business, you're building a life. And success requires that you become a person worthy of success. So I can talk all the talk, but if I give you the tools, you have something to move forward with. And this is where the bold action is required. Not procrastinating, not saying, well, I can do this, but maybe next year. Or I can do this, but I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough connections, or I don't have a big enough network. I am saying, we are saying in the guild, and I am saying with my company and with the Bold Women Big Moves, we are saying, here's what. We are going to meet you where you are, and in a community, you will build and you'll get confidence because confidence is a muscle. And confidence is only built by moving in the direction of success.
Okay. So with you saying that, I just want to know what's next for Bold Women Big Moves.
Okay, so we have a number of things happening. We have the Power Circle where women meet once a month. It's a hub where we allow women, because I can create anything and say, look, this is it, this is the package. What we've been doing is actually asking women, what do you need? What is the major challenges that you are having? And in that sisterhood, and we have made space for men as well. In that sisterhood, we are saying, these are the challenges that you're having. Let us sit down and find a way forward. So that's one. The second thing, I'm collaborating with another entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, Trinidadian born, based in India, and we're doing an initiative called the Year of Done, where one single goal is chosen for an entire year. We meet once a month, and it's also another collaborative space where women from the United States, women from India, women from Israel, women from Swaziland, from Africa, from South Africa, and Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica have decided that they will come together and be one another's accountability partner. I'm running that program with a Trinidadian born who has lived in Israel for over 20 years, Risa Gooding. So that's number two. And the third and biggest thing that we're doing out of the Bold Women Big Moves is called the Fundable Lab. So we're moving the need for funding one step forward. And in April, we're doing a 2-day workshop where it's not a talk shop, it's a workshop. I'm collaborating with investors, financial educators, and we are actually going to roll up our sleeves and get things done and create 30, 60, and 90-day initiatives to help women to value their business, to hear the language that investors want to hear, and to actually pitch, because there's a lot of grants, there's a lot of VC funding that is out there, but a lot of it is being gate-kept because women do not know how to speak that language. And I think that it is time for women to move the needle one step forward, because again, what you don't know will hurt you. Because remember, you're a woman, but you're also the owner of a business, and that is what the Fundable Lab is about.
Right. Now, Ron, I see you have, there's a few things coming up that I'm sure will be very beneficial to a lot of your participants and a lot of women. But what are some of the real outcomes and or even opportunities that women can expect who decide to join in, who decide to participate beyond just inspiration?
No, we are not a motivational incubator. What we are is an actionable incubator. We give women actionable tools. It's quite okay to talk. Again, women need tools because if there is a 93 million US dollar gap in funding in an area of 40 million people, which is the Caribbean, and Trinidad 1.4 million, it means that there are women who will never break even. The 3 to 5 year gap is the break-even gap, where you move from ideation to prototype to offer to actually breaking even when you're going to pure profit. We have to move women-owned businesses from hustle to sustainability. Now, which woman would not want to realize her ambition of building a business that could actually fund her lifestyle, build legacy, and generate wealth? This is what women actually want.
Right. So, Rhonda, just to break it down a bit more, who is the woman in mind? Who is the woman that you had in mind when you created this program? Who should be paying attention right now?
The startup companies do not have enough money. They are bootstrapping. So that's one category. And it comes a time when you have to scale your business and you have to look for investor money. Remember, I talked about the 3 to 5 year gap, where if you do not break even at that point in time, most businesses die at that point in time. And most of these women with very brilliant ideas go back to working for somebody. So that is one category of woman. Then there's the second category of woman who is past that but wants to scale. Again, that woman has to look for money outside of her operating money, her profit money. Because in order for you to go to the next stage, you're going to need investor money. So those are the first and second stage women that I am really targeting. Because what women do not know about money ultimately hurts them. And in the investor and lending community, women are still seen as high risk. We have to get real with the fact that we do not know a lot about money. And we come into business, and this is really important. And if there's one thing I want to leave with people today to consider, the fact that women also, there's a lot of trauma around money and women. And when they start businesses, that trauma bleeds into their offers, it bleeds into their pricing, it bleeds into their strategy, it bleeds into actually placing value on their processes. It bleeds into creating dashboards and knowing what is their revenue and what works and what does not work. And as I said before, coming from a background of data system and processes, this is what I am saying to women. Let us sit together. Let us figure out what do you want out of this business, and perhaps this is the way forward. Because who wants to start a business that is not going to be successful?
Right. Okay. Now, to get a practical idea of this, I saw you have, as part of your core initiatives for the Bold Women Big Moves, there's something called a power circle. Can you get into that a bit and just explain what exactly is the power circle?
The power circle is by invitation only. And I'll be quite honest with you, it is not for everybody. It is for the women who are fed up of being fed up. So we meet once a month, it's by invitation only. And those women get together in a very empowering space and we talk about the challenges that we are all experiencing. We help each other. There are women of varying skills. You would notice that the women in the guild came out of the power circle. This is where women start to talk in a very safe space about the things that challenge them most of all. Because as I said, entrepreneurship, when people start to lose money in entrepreneurship, there's a lot of shame attached to it. Just last night, I was listening to a podcast where Mel Robbins said that she lost over $800,000 and her house was being mortgaged while she was trying to build a business at the same time. And those are real stories. But most of the time, social media makes women believe that they have to hide their failures and only the highlight reels. Inside of the power circle is where we start to talk about what are the troubles, what are the challenges. And out of the power circle, there are collaborations that happen right inside that room. A woman may be good at social media. Another woman might be good at public speaking. Another woman might be good at filming. These women are able to both gain business within the circle and be a voice that will speak about these women's talents in rooms that they do not have access to. So that is what the Power Circle is about. We've done 3 Power Circles and we have another one, which is going to be a breakfast in February. All these things are leading to what will be a Bold Woman Big Move hub, where it's a subscription model where women will get not only help, but in some cases, there will be a community of funding. So let us say in the subscription model, women will be asked to contribute to a consolidated fund that will be given to women who have an idea, have a prototype, and don't have any money at all to move forward. So it's an ecosystem of women helping women.
I gotcha. That really puts it into perspective. When it comes to the Power Circle, you mentioned that it's by invite only. So how do you get an invite into the Power Circle?
There's a wait list. So what we usually do is my website, I have a landing page. I did the landing page last night for the one in February. There's a wait list, and the wait list, I usually market it on all the platforms because I'm very strong on LinkedIn. And the wait list goes out like 2 or 3 weeks before. There's a questionnaire attached to the wait list, so we verify that these women are really needing this safe space that we're going to offer them, and they're making a commitment to be real inside of the space, because we protect what they say. What happens inside the circle remains inside of the circle. And from there, closer to the date, invitations are given out. We made a decision that there are 2 things that people don't know about the Power Circle, and I can share it today. It's free. People don't have to pay to get into the Power Circle. It's covered by the people within the organizing committee. But what happens is that we are taking care of you. You are making a decision to get out of fed up life. We are here to catch you. And that's what the Power Circle is about.
Nice, lovely. So continuing on that same line, you mentioned an initiative that's going to happen in April for women looking on. How do they get to be a part of this?
Okay, so we have 2 things. We are going to have another wait list because, again, it's 2 days. It's going to be on a weekend. It will take a commitment. It is really for women who are ready to do the work. In my experience, it is easier to reach people who are fed up of themselves. The thing about it is that when it launches, it will launch via a cocktail party in March, where we will, because we started to talk about it already. However, there will be another benefit inside of that workshop, in that we are going to offer 5 scholarships to women also, in that there will be 2 fully funded, 3 partially funded. Our intention is not to gatekeep. Our intention is not to make price or cost a barrier to women who really need help. So the fundable lab will have workbooks, breakout rooms, people who are in the business, investors who are in the business, and we guarantee early wins. And there will be 30, 60, and 90-day strategies for women who actually want to get out of the hustle. And that's what the Fundable Lab is all about. And funnily enough, the Power Circle is what guided us and guided me to say, you know what, the number 1 challenge that women are actually having, despite what we say, is funding. How can I create something? How can I create a tool that will help these women to access money, and more importantly, to be able to talk about money? Because here's what investors want to know. They want to know, 1, what are you going to do with their money? And 2, how are they going to get it back? The aspect of storytelling is, although we're Caribbean people, we do not understand how important telling your story using numbers is important to the funders, to the investors. They want to know what has been your experience using data. And data is a thing that we're still very skeptical about, but in a digital landscape, in a growing community that is global, we need to acquire those skills in order to become competitive.
Now, as you mentioned, these investors, are the investors persons that you would have already partnered with before these events or before you bring it forth to these women at these various events to be introduced to, etc.? How exactly does it work?
Okay, so one of the things I'm really good at, and this is no humble brag, is my ability to network. So I've worked with a lot of the people some of these investors. I've done LinkedIn Lives. One of the people I've worked with is a woman by the name of Aisha Akers, who is a financial educator. I'm also bringing someone on board, which is Kishel Davis. She is a master trainer with Hello 7. She's out of the Bahamas, and she is really good at these sort of events because she's hosted them on her own. And we have a surprise investor coming out of Lloyd's of London, who's also a female investor. I also participated in the Global Entrepreneur Program run by Cornell University of New York, and I also created relationships there. And some of those investors will be coming on board to either online, because there's an online component of this workshop, either in person or via Zoom, just like what we're doing this morning.
I also saw there's an aspect called the blog. Can we talk about that for a bit?
Well, I write for Substack. I write for my LinkedIn newsletter, and I also have a blog that is attached to my website. So in that, because I'm totally focused on female founders and women-owned startups. So we talk about mindset, we talk about money, and I have a 4-part series that has started. There's a blog right now on my website that talks about busy but blind. Women who are busy, booked, tired, and don't know where their money is going. So what I have done is created not just video content. I have created long and short content. I have a YouTube channel, and I give women the opportunity to have this conversation at every forum. And this is why I am building all of this, all the blogs and everything else is leading towards the Power Circle, is leading towards the offers that I do via my company, because I do one-on-one coaching, and I also have a subscription model there as well. But it also is leading women directly into the Fundable Lab.
Nice, lovely. So you're known as the Chief Disruption Officer at ZOMA Business Solutions. So what does being a disruptor mean in your field of work?
I got the reputation of being a disruptor when I was a training officer in aviation. I had a mentor who used to say, Rhonda, I can't carry you to those meetings. You're going to ask all the hard questions. I am saying that I have always had a vision for my life, that I wanted a life that was big. And even when it wasn't immediately visible, I was willing to take a chance on myself. Think about it for a second. How many women you know will go back to school at 40?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I worked and went to school. I worked and went to school. I was working 7 to 3, going to school in the evening. I studied from one degree to the next for 9 years straight without a break. It takes a certain mindset. You get strong by going in the direction of the life that you actually want. And this is what disruption is about. Disruption is not to accept the status quo. I took early retirement, and I was like 3 months away from my very next promotion. And I realized that I already had a business, and it was difficult for me to go to work and have this business running at the same time when my heart was really in my business. So I literally called my boss and said, you know what? I've had enough. I think I need to finish my doctorate and not sit on the ledge and go into business full time. And at 55, I became a late stage entrepreneur. So I have always been disruptive. So I'm just taking my life lessons, formulating them into a business model and saying, women, listen, this is something that you can do. The trick in the thing is to decide what you want and then get out of your way. Because the universe is never on a budget.
And I get that. I
Absolutely.
truly get that. Now, Rhonda, for women who are watching today, watching right now, and they are interested, they want to know more about this initiative, they want to join this initiative, how can they go about doing so?
Okay, so my website is www.rhondaglynn.com. Easy, easy. On my website, you will see my introductory video. You'll see all the offers. You will see the landing page for the year of done. You can click on the link and it'll carry straight to the registration link. You'll also see the landing page for Power Circle, and we're having a power breakfast in February rather than an evening event. Most of the time we do evening events. We're having a breakfast this time. You can also register there. As soon as you click on any of the links, it will carry you to the registration page. So it's very, very easy for you to take advantage of it. What I am saying to you is that let 2026 be the year that you take preemptive action. I am not offering you perfection. I am not offering you an easy lift. But I am saying to you that if you invest in that dream just a little bit, just for 1 second, think about where your life would be in December of 2026. Why not bet on yourself? And we are saying, women, come to the table. And in this table, we will build together, not separately, not distrusting women, not competing with each other, but collaborating. Because as I said, the Caribbean is replete with strong, powerful, brilliant, literate women, and we really need to start to show up for each other.
You also mentioned a little while ago about subscriptions. So can persons be met with a subscription when going to the website?
There is a subscription model in the website, but for the moment, we would like women to come to the table via the Power Circle. Because here's the thing. I have offers that I can sell to people, and I have no problem with that. Because, as I said, there will be challenges within the Power Circle that will be addressed via one-on-one coaching, workshops, what the other things that the website has to offer. But I am saying in the initial stages, I would like women to come in comfortably, that there's no pressure to sell them something, and then we will take it from there. Because most of the time it's a hard sell, and then they feel betrayed and they become very skeptical. I am saying, don't just trust me. Don't just trust what I am saying. The last Power Circle we had a featured speaker, Andrea Bernard, who at 31 has lived in over 20 countries. And she shared her experience of being a digital nomad. I want to bring as many women to the table as possible so that they will see what is possible, why it is important to get into a circle that empowers you. Because success is really found within communities, and as women, that's the one thing that we have never been taught how to build relationships. Promotions are in relationships. Upward mobility is in relationships. More deals are cut in salons or on the golf course than in any conference room. I have worked in a service industry for 30 years and I know relationships are built before you need them. So rather than to hard sell someone and say, you know what, I can offer you my one-on-one coaching. Yes, of course I can. But what I am saying is come in, be skeptical, test the hypothesis, see if what we are saying makes sense to you and see if it is a fit for you. And I can almost guarantee it's a fit for you because it's not just about me selling or offering something. It is a cadre, a cohort of women who have made a conscious decision to move forward.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rhonda. I actually went on to the website and it's pretty easy to navigate through.
I
So
was built by a woman.
honestly, it is
It
incredibly
was built by
done.
a woman. It was built by a woman, a Trinidadian woman based in New York.
Yes.
I work in the small business community, so I give the small business community all my business.
No, it honestly is incredibly done. I love the layout. It's easy to access. So if you are interested, the website is www.rhondaglynn.com. Very easy to remember. And once you go on it, you can see on the first page, you see the book now option, and I believe that is for the Power Circle.
Yeah.
Or that would be for the Power Circle, right?
The book now option is for a free consult that I offer people. But if you go further down, if you navigate further down, you will see the Power Circle landing page, and you'll also see the Year of Done landing page. Because on the first page, there's a menu down to the bottom, and you'll see everything. All the links are clickable.
Yeah, and then you also see a bunch of testimonials and more about the entire initiative. This is incredible. Rhonda, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for reclaiming this space for women and allowing this to be a space where women can rise, once again, comfortably and be empowered. We're always looking for spaces like this. So thank you so much for your time, for doing this, and for coming on this morning. And we do hope to see more of you in future as you roll out your initiatives and your events. All right.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Same here.
All right, so we are going to take a quick break now. I just once again want to thank Miss Rhonda Maria Glynn, for coming on this morning and sharing that. Again, if you are interested and this is something that you, it resonated with you and is something that you want to learn more about or be a part of, if you are a business owner yourself or a woman starting up or wanting to start up even, you can check out Rhonda's website for more information. That is www.rhondaglynn.com. And everything is there. As I said, I went on and I saw it's easy to navigate. So if you're not tech savvy like me, because I'm definitely not, it's very easy to work through, and everything is listed, everything is named, and you can read up. There are the testimonials, and you can find whatever you're looking for. So definitely check it out. Even if you're not sure, if you're unsure as to what it is still, then we did not do a good job, but but I think we did. So definitely look at it and see if this is something that will work for you. Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some updates for you to share with you. So stay with us. We'll be right back.